As of 2012, more than 11 million illegal immigrants were known to be living in the United States. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, also known as the Hart-Celler Act, signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson, ended the system quota that was based on national origin. This quota system heavily favored people from Western Europe, such as the Germans, Irish, and English. The new law was created to end this type of discrimination and allowed immigrants to reunite with their families as well as bring skilled workers into the United States. Immigrants from Latin America, Africa, and Asia began to outnumber those from Europe. Very few policymakers saw the future of the Immigration Act as having any type of profound impact on the United States. This new law banned discrimination based on race, sex, nationality, and place of birth or residence. Annual limits were imposed, such as a max of 170,000 immigrants from the Eastern Hemisphere and 120,000 max from the Western. Exemptions were made for minor children, spouses, and parents of adult citizens of the United States. Illegal immigration is when a non-citizen has entered the United States without government permission or has stayed beyond the termination of a visa. Some reasons for entering the United States illegally include the limitations of legal entrance, such as a set number of visas being approved each year, and only 5,000 green cards are available per year for unskilled workers, leaving the only other option as the H-1A visa, which is agricultural, and the H-2B visa, which is non-agricultural. Both carry a one-year limit. On some occasions, it may take 5 to 20 years to become a United States citizen. It's much quicker to come into the United States illegally. Most immigrants that come to America view the opportunity as a way of improving the quality of life for their families. There are three ways for an immigrant to enter the United States legally. The first is by being petitioned by a qualified family member. Among the requirements include the petitioning family member to have an income above the poverty line. Requirements like this can and has caused a backlog on entry into the United States. The second way is when an immigrant is fleeing from political persecution because of race, religion, or association. This type of entry has an annual cap of 70 to 80,000. The third way is being sponsored by a U.S.-based employer. These positions are generally for highly skilled and highly educated individuals such as professors and business executives. Some supporters of illegal immigration say that illegal immigration benefits the economy from additional tax revenue and increased money circulation. They believe good values are brought in with motivations that match the American dream. Supporters also contend that illegal immigrants perform jobs that American citizens are unwilling to take. Opponents to illegal immigration say that by crossing the borders illegally, the immigrants break the law and therefore are criminals. They believe that illegal immigrants are a strain on our welfare system, and that because so many take low-paying jobs, American citizens' wages are also being lowered. Some problems linked to illegal immigration include human trafficking, drug trafficking, arms trafficking, and terrorism. An estimated 14,000 to 17,000 plus immigrants are trafficked into the United States every year. Trafficking is defined as the recruitment and transportation of persons within or across boundaries by force, fraud, or deception for the purpose of exploiting them economically. Some immigrants are promised good-paying jobs leading to a better way of life when in actuality they will be used for commercial sex. Some trafficking takes place as labor exploitation in places called sweatshops, and there are instances of drug trafficking and arms trafficking involving victims carrying drugs and arms across the Mexican border into the United States. These individuals are usually brought over by an individual known as a coyote. Victims are considered expendable and are killed or even raped along the way. Many end up dying of dehydration crossing the desert. Terrorism has also been linked to illegal immigration. 3 out of the 4 terrorist pilots in the 9/11 attack were in the country illegally. Some possible solutions to combat illegal immigration include the immediate deportation of all undocumented immigrants who are caught in the U.S. illegally. We could also build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. Another possible solution is barring birthright citizenship, which is currently protected under the 14th Amendment. It states that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside in. We could increase sanction on employers of undocumented immigrants, such as large fines and imprisonment for those who are caught. We could also increase annual limits on visas and green cards. Another option is to inflict harsh punishment on those bringing immigrants in the United States illegally, such as making it a capital offense. There are limitations on prevention of illegal immigration in the United States. One limitation is the cost of enforcement. In order to increase the effectiveness of enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security needs to release more detailed information more often in regards to staffing, apprehension, and movements of illegal immigrants through our borders. The second limitation is the high support for illegal immigration. 72% of Americans say that undocumented immigrants should be allowed to stay, while 27% say they should not. In summary, we learned how the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 shaped the demographics of America today. We also learned reasons for illegal immigration and 3 ways that immigrants can enter the United States legally. What supporters versus non-supporters' views of illegal immigration were, and problems linked to illegal immigration. And finally, possible solutions and limitations in combating illegal immigration.